My name is Zayeed Ismael, and I am an entrepreneur. I deal with event supplies and decoration, and also outside catering. My journey to entrepreneurship was not as smooth as I expected initially, because when you start business, there's a mentality like you're gonna make it big immediately, and it's gonna be a very smooth journey with a lot of contracts coming in. But my journey was quite different. I think initially, when starting business, I was maybe at my early 20s, and business you have to work with people who trust you. And so when you approach someone in your early 20s, maybe you haven't barely made it in your career or maybe in your business, there's some element of you lacking to be able to perform what you're meant to do. So initially it was a bit difficult because you needed to earn the trust of those who you wanted to supply. And also in terms of experience, it was a new industry. I hadn't done any program or course on it, so I had to learn everything firsthand in terms of interacting with people, maybe learning on a job. And also it was in terms of maybe working with the right team, because in entrepreneurship you don't really get it right at the first time. You need to experiment it differently. You need to work with a certain team. If they don't work, you need to change. And it's not like it's a certain strategy you have to put in place. You have to try out different strategies to be able to see which one works well for you. Throughout my entrepreneurship journey, I've had to develop certain skills or traits to be able to lead me to a place where it is determined to be successful, in my own words. And one of those skills that I had to develop was to improve my communication. For you to be able to sell effectively, you need to know how to communicate with your clients. You need to be able to create a product that the clients want and be able to tell them that you believe in the product in such a way that they feel that if they purchase from you, they're actually getting value for money. So my number one secret to success is that you should know how to communicate with your clients, and you should know how to put the right message outside for the world to be able to know what you're actually selling. My second tip, or maybe secret I could say, is that this is more like a journey. You don't wake up and become successful instantly. So I've been here maybe more than 7 years, and it's about building trust from the people you want to sell your product to. Someone needs to feel that they can trust you for them to be able to buy your product, and you need to be a person of high integrity in terms of what you sell is what you deliver. So this will eventually lead to your clients being able to market because they're satisfied with what you're selling. My third tip in terms of secrets to success will be start small and think big. Initially, when we want to start on our journey to entrepreneurship, we want to make it big instantly, and we want to start big, not realizing that when you start small, you're giving yourself an opportunity to learn yourself in terms of your weaknesses and your strengths. When you learn your weaknesses, you're able to know where to seek help in terms of who to bring into your team to be able to meet your weaknesses. And also you're able to take less risks and give yourself more time to be able to understand the business itself, because you have to study your business, know what model works, know what your clients prefer, and also know where exactly you're making returns, and this will be able to make you focus on the place that will make you gain more returns. The fourth tip will be, in entrepreneurship you need to learn how to take calculated risks, and this is in terms of you need to experiment different types of models or strategies and find the one that works for you. Most of us, and maybe I will be one of them, you'd want to start business and expect that it will instantly be rewarding without knowing how the model actually works. So in my opinion, it's not really bad for you to say that I failed, but it's more like, what have I learned from this mistake that I undertook in this specific venture? Along this journey to entrepreneurship, you'd realize that it's not always about success. You definitely have to go through some challenges that make you a better person and force you to develop new character traits that will enhance you as an entrepreneur. One of the challenges I faced as an entrepreneur was starting young and being a young entrepreneur. So most people won't really trust someone who's just out of maybe college or high school and they're claiming to sell a product that will be able to meet what they want. So one of the things that I realized at this early stage was that you need to brand yourself as an individual, and you need to be very confident in what you're selling in such a way that you'd instill the confidence in your clients. As much as it was about age, but you need to make it more about the product than about your age as a person. And also, back to the aspect of communication, you need to evolve. How you communicate, you meet different clients across the board. So you need to communicate with different people, know what type of communication or what type of products they like. So you need to really be efficient in your communication to be able to gain trust from people. The second challenge I faced was building the right team to be able to guide your vision to where you guys want to see yourself as a company. And I think I used to change people maybe every month or every 2 months because they didn't have the vision that you had in place, and they didn't have this, they weren't as motivated, or maybe they didn't believe in the business itself. So building a team is what I'd really advise someone from the word go, in terms of they either build you or they either break you. But in terms of learning, you should be open to replacing your team as often as possible so that you get the right people to work with. The other challenge that I faced on this journey was lack of certain skills, lack of entrepreneurial skills, which will enable you to be able to grow. Bearing in mind that this is a journey that you get to experience on the streets. There's not enough time to be able to say that you're going to get it perfect, but you have to get it perfect because someone is actually coming to buy from you, and it's not a gamble for them. They have to get what they're actually paying for. So I had to develop certain skills that enabled me to be able to sell better, to be able to become a better person. And in terms of, because in business, as a business person, you need to realize that you are the CEO, you're a marketing manager, sales manager, you are the accountant. So you need to be able to learn all these skills initially as you're growing, so to be able to meet all the facets in your business. In conclusion, I'd like you to understand that this is a very long and tiresome journey. Entrepreneurship is more like a lifestyle, whereby you need to be able to be patient enough to be able to realize what you're actually intending to get. It's not a journey whereby you say, I'm doing it for the next 1 year or 2 years. It's a lifetime. So you need to be able to enhance yourself with skills necessary to be able to grow whenever relevant. And also we realize entrepreneurship in the current economy is really evolving. What used to work 2 years or 5 years ago is not working currently, especially with the impact of social media, whereby you realize most entrepreneurs are actually opting to go to social media as opposed to having maybe physical locations. And the people and most clients will come to you and they'd ask you, what's your Instagram page or what's your Facebook page, as opposed to where are you located. So you need to know how to evolve with changing times as well. I feel like it's a journey worth undertaking, and you need to give yourself point to realize you need to find ways of rewarding yourselves at every achievement that you make along your journey, because you'd realize that it's not a journey whereby you'd have people celebrating you. It's more like it's a loner journey whereby you have to do it on your own. You have to believe in yourself more than others believe in you, and you have to stick to it for a period of time to be able to see its fruits.